All right, hey, shalom, shalom. Hey, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, Akim, pushing the work in truth and in sincerity. Showing gratitude and chastisement, all right, being worthy of our calling, okay. The most difficult thing to do, all right, is appreciate the correction, of the Lord. All right. And we have to appreciate the correction. We have to appreciate the straits. All right. Or else we could be lost. Like we're starting to see, these individuals among Israel. All right. Who are, in fact, it's being manifest that they are lost, you know. And for us, of course, it's a sign. It's a warning. And it shows you that hey, we're drawing closer and closer to that day. All right, and of course, there's certain crises that have to take place. But be thankful, show gratitude in your affliction. Only had a few precepts because I just wanted to touch on that because I was just pondering. Jake, we all catch hell. That's not anything new. All right, neither is it. It shouldn't be as the scriptures say, as if some strange thing happened unto us. So showing gratitude is probably the in those times in your affliction probably the hardest thing to do. But we have to learn how to, because the Lord is making us perfect through suffering, and the scriptures talk about that. And we've entered into the same straits that Yahweh Shai entered into, and he received his reward to sit on the right hand side of the Father. All right. So here, gratitude, Edamon online, it says goodwill. All right. Thankfulness. All right. Thankful, pleasing. All right. All right. To favor, meaning thankfulness. Okay. And this is important. All right. Because it definitely builds character. You get to show the Most High that, you appreciate, his chastening. And the scriptures talk about chastening being grievous. Let me see. Let's see if I can find it really quick. All right. And let's see here. Hebrews 12. All right. And we can actually start up. Okay. Verse 1, it says, Yahweh Shai, the example. All right. He is the perfect example, the prime example. All right. And that's why we give him honor, glory, and praise. Because he is the firstborn among many brethren, as the scriptures say. The elders was going into that, which is beautiful, a very beautiful thing, very important topic, the importance of Yahweh Shai's sacrifice and what he means to you Israelites, man. And like the elder said, the elder Yashawamba and the brother Tazama, I believe, all right, expressed that. All right. There's a very important topic that Israel needs to be taught. And it needs to be ringing in the ears of our people, the sacrifice. All right. And Yahweh Shai endured, which would Slakia. So let's go into it. Slakia, my bad. Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, all right, the apostles, and again, we're just picking up, we're entering other men's labors, all right, and those men, the ancient men of old, right? It says, let us lay aside every weight. Okay. And you know, that's the world. All right. That could be the world. It could be your family. It could be your mind. Mainly, it is your mind. It's your mind. The greatest battle is between you and your mind. And the scriptures tell you, and I want to go back to this Colossians, but let me use another Bible because I don't want to get it lost. Let's see here. What else Bible I got? Oh, there we go. I got another Bible somewhere. Okay. All right. Old Testament. All right. Let me see something. All right. So this is Jeremiah 17. And I'm going to start at the 4th verse. That'll be at the top of your screen. And it says, and thou even thyself, 17:9, Slakia. I was reading that the other day. So Jeremiah 17:9, it says, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? All right. I, the Lord, search the heart, try the reins. All right. Many of your thoughts and what you ponder on, even to every man according to his ways, according to the fruit of his doings. Okay. So we know that, the biggest battle, of course, is the heart, meaning your mind. All right. The Hebrew word for heart is lab. Okay. And that's your thinking faculties. And now this can be very deceitful. All right. Okay. So just imagine what Yahweh Shai had to deal with. He was human too. Remember, he had to come down. He came down in the form of man so that he would understand the sufferings. And if you think that he doesn't understand the sufferings and our sorrow, he knows the depths. Okay, because he had a hypocritical nation that stood. Well, it's going to say it. Okay, so just imagine his mind and just being all messed up, right? So let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us. Okay, and we know when we go off. All right, we know in the scriptures say, even in our minds, if our spirit tell us to do something and we don't do it, it is counted as sin. Okay, and if I think it's in 1 John 3 and like 19 or somewhere around there. If we condemn ourselves, how much more the Most High? That's roughly paraphrasing that scripture. All right. Okay, so we got to be very, on point. And that's why we should be filled with this truth, this understanding. Okay, so that we could ward off, this flesh. All right, 1 John 3. And it's just actually perfect. 3:18, and it reads, it says, my children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth. So not hearers only, but doers of the word. Okay. Doers of the word. Okay. It says, and hereby we know that we are of truth and shall assure our hearts before him. See, and we have to assure our minds before the Most High Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right. And you can match that up with constantly enduring, setting thy heart aright, as it says in Sirach, the 2nd chapter. So you have to put your mind in order. You have to rule over your mind, and you have to, of course, have the scriptures as your foundational. So when all else fails, it's, the Most High who you lean upon. You don't lean upon your own understanding. You don't lean upon your own premonition, your own emotions. All right. So let's see here. It says, for if our heart condemn us, God is greater than our heart and knoweth all things. See? So the Most High is greater than our heart. So if our own minds condemn us, all right, then how much more the Lord's? Now going back, because we have to have our mind right. And and that's, pretty much the point, that I wanted to make. All right. So the Hebrews 12 and 1 again, wherefore seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside, all right, every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us. Right. And I was just going on a tandem with the mind and how, right. And let us run with patience the race that is set before us. And that race is what? Endurance. Part of a race you have to endure, like a marathon. And Paul went and used that as a similitude, all right, or a metaphor. Okay, is that you have to pace yourself in a race, all right, and in order to finish that race. And that's what we do. And part of pacing ourselves is doing what we're doing, the studying, doing the reading, doing doing even homework, taking notes. All right. The fundamental things. And these are the things that we cannot lose, because if we lose that, then hell, we lose everything, and this is what the humble is doing. This is what the meek are doing. And this is part of putting your hand to the plow. Okay. So being diligent, and we're learning. All right. And of course, we got the apostles, elders, bishops, the teachers to push us. All right. So looking unto Yahushai. All right. That's who we look to. The author and finisher of our faith. All right. Who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross. So he understood the finality of all things, which was a reward, all right, which was the kingdom of heaven. Okay. So it says despising the shame. All right. All right. It says despising its shame. In the NLT, it says he disregarding its shame. You see, and that's what we got to do. Disregard the shame and push through. Ignore the pain. All right. Because we know pain is gain, and we know also pain bring forth, or the patience bring forth righteousness. All right. So when we wait, okay, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of the Most High, and the Most High, he's sitting at the right hand of Yahweh. Yahweh Shai is sitting at the right hand of Yahweh. Verse 3-4, consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself. Right. So just like we got scoffers, well, he had men that wanted to put him to death and could put him to death. All right. Only because, of course, that was his, way that he had to go. All right. The only reason why I said that, they couldn't put him to death unless the Lord permitted it. And forgive me for that. OK. It says, for consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners. Right. He had to deal with hypocrites. He had to deal with men that were all about themselves, and would sell out the flock. All right. To feed their own bellies. OK. It says, lest ye be wearied and faint in your minds. OK. And it says, NLT say, give up. Because that's what Jay be on the brink of giving up. Because what? They really don't have their mind under control, under the obedience of Yahweh Shemel Shai. It says, ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin. NLT, after all, says you have not yet given your lives in your struggle against sin. Okay. KJV, going back, it says, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as children. And this is the whole point of this lesson. Show gratitude. You know, I probably put that in the title. You got to show gratitude, man, because it's the straight gate. So you're gonna feel that pressure. You're gonna have brothers always saying something. We'll get used to it, man. You got to. You know, we are an army. All right. We are a congregation. All right, and I don't mean, you know, like we got weapons or anything like that. We not carnal. All right, that's the world. You know, you got individuals who do carry guns. We don't carry guns. All right, we don't use guns. You know, maybe, you know, some brothers, you know, it's not wrong. It's, you know, a law, you know, but nonetheless. All right. So it says, right. So, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. And some have forgotten even now. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord. All right. This is chastening. This whole captivity. All right. We got to go to work every morning. We have to get up 4:35 in the morning. And we got to get up. Some brothers have to drive overnight and work overnight, which is one of the hardest things to do. You're not supposed to be working overnight. That in itself is, you know, that's sleep deprivation. That's oppression. All right. When you really break down how society is ran, it's pretty much depression. I mean, it's oppression. All right. Your father's discipline. Okay, because that's what why Yahweh Shai has chosen us. The scripture says he has chosen us in a furnace of affliction. So you're going to catch hell. It's inevitable, you know, and we got to go through it to get to it. You know, 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter. I believe I just seen brothers just do a lesson on that, you know. And yeah, it was the elder. It was the elder Yahshua. All right, so it says, and ye have forgotten. Okay, Khan Salakia. All right. It says, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as children. My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked. See, it says, my child, don't make light of the Lord's discipline. You see, and that's, you know, what Jake tend to do. All right. And right, because I don't know what they think this is, you know, but it was never a game. You know, we under the Lord, essentially under his yoke. All right, we his sons. We got to put in the work. You know, I'm not speaking as though I'm perfect neither. So definitely not. I'm far from it. And but I am every day in my mind is to reach for that. You know, there's nothing. Well, I'm gonna put it like I'm always. That's always my goal. My mindset is to always serve the Lord and be a better person, be a better brother. You know. Okay, so it says, and don't give up when he corrects you. See, and a lot of Jake give up when they correct. A lot of Jake, because they have the knowledge, they be puffed up. They puffed up because they know a little something, and they have this pride. You see, and you have to be teachable. You have to be approachable. All right, you know, people have to be able to talk to you, and that's really a skill. You know, I took a course on that, and it's this professional communication skills, something to the extent of that. All right, and you got to be able to problem solve, and you know, be able to approach people, be able to take, you know, give a little and take a little and take more. All right, you know. And that's what the Lord is looking for. Judges who are peaceful, peace in our hearts, and you know, and meek. All right, and as children, as a child would be meek and orderly. All right. It says, for whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. Right. For the Lord's discipline, NLT, the Lord disciplines those who he loves and punishes each one he accepts as his child. Because none of us are guiltless. None of us have not sinned, you see. And so that sin has stained our souls in a sense, and the affliction is what cleanses it. Okay, the grief, the groaning, the praying to the Lord, the contriteness, it all counts. All right. If ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. Okay. If ye endure this divine discipline, that's what it is. It's not earthly, it's divine. That's why, you get cut in your spirit. You're under pressure. You got what they call anxiety. You don't know what to put your finger on, or you don't know what it is. It's the spirit urging, pushing. I know I can speak for myself. That I wake up in terror. Immediately I'm praying. Sometimes I go straight, and most times when I'm in like that, I go straight to the scriptures. And bam, there's my calm, there's my peace right there. Being reminded, because we forget we in the flesh, and we will forget. We will leave off. In a sense, divinely, if we being divinely disciplined, if we disregard that, then we divinely rebellion. All right. Or carnally being rebellious, So it says, but if ye, Salaki, for what son is he whom, Salaki, if ye endure chastening, God dealeth with you as sons, as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? Right, everybody has to go through it. Verse 8, if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. Right, so we see that example of those who reject the correction, all right, which is divine correction, by the way, whether it be in doctrine, whether it be, brothers in the camp, not doing their daily tasks, because we got daily tasks. All right. We got weekly tasks. We got monthly tasks. All right. And we have to attend to those tasks because what? It's the divine. It was set up by Yahweh Shemel Shai. They got the school of hard knocks. This is the school of the prophets. This is the school of princes. Why? So ultimately we can mirror Yahweh Shai and become what? Like he was the first fruits of many. All right. That's going to come after us. All right. Well, Yahweh Shai is the first fruit, but I'm just using that term to say, begotten, and of course, all of us in our order. Okay. So, verse 9, right? It says, furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh, which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? You see, this is what it's all about. It's about being obedient so we won't have to suffer the judgment. So we won't be full of shame in the world to come. Right? Right. So those who aren't taking that the chastening of the Lord, all right, they are bastards. Okay. And if our fathers corrected us in this world when we, Father had to, discipline you, how much more the Heavenly Father? He's, and this is for life itself, eternal. Verse 10, it says, For they verily for a few days chasten us after their own pleasures, like I said it beforehand, but he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. Now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. All right. So in the NLT it says trained in this way. All right. So it says there will be a peaceful harvest. A harvest is a gathering of right living for those who are trained in this way. So we're being trained in this way even as we speak. All right. When we're corrected, when we're directed. All right. When we're reprimanded and have to, endure suspension or whatever the case, brothers is going through, disciplinary, whatever, it's all working towards you to being cleansed. All right. And the Lord said he was going to cleanse it by fire, the furnace of affliction. So show some gratitude. All right. Show some gratitude and, be happy. Okay. Be happy. And I know that's very strange. How can you say be happy to be put to death? To be, a spectacle and being always scorned at and being hated. It's very strange to be happy about that. All right. But that's important that we are, hated because the Lord was hated first for his word. All right. All right. So now let's see here. Wherefore lift up the hands which hang down and the feeble knees. So take a new grip. You know how you readjust yourself? I don't know why I'm thinking about a pull-up bar, but yeah, say, for instance, for example, you're doing pull-ups, you got to readjust your hands. All right. So you can get a new grip. It says with your tired hands and strengthen your weak knees. So you have to get a new grip on life. Sometimes you have to, approach things differently. All right. We call it, sometimes I use a few terms, recalibrate, I use that term all the time. When Jake is, all stressed out, probably had a bad week at work, and you just, in your mind, you in your head, and you just, you probably, you want some shit to happen, but it ain't gonna happen. So you got to deal with it. You got to recalibrate. There's many situations. All right. So reset is another one. Reset yourself, and approach things differently. Approach, because sometimes it's hard to get over certain things in your head, but you have to start creating a new thought, a new feeling, and force that, thing out of you, that thought. Okay. And so, like, I don't want to go too long because I know I'm doing a lot of talking. But let's see here. It says, and make straight paths for your feet. You see, lest that which is lame be turned out of the way. Okay. It says those who are weak and lame will not fall, but become strong. Kind of off. It's mark out a straight path for your feet so that those who are weak and lame, but really it's saying, because those who are weak, pretty much fall by the wayside. Okay. So you want to strengthen yourself, and you want to strengthen yourself All right. And like I was saying earlier, reset or recalibrate yourself. Okay. So you won't fall to the wayside. All right. Lest that which is lame be turned out of the way. Right. But let it rather be healed. See, so let it rather be healed. Okay. Let's see here. And I'm going to cut it right there. Let me see. Well, no, actually, it goes more. I got more. Yeah, because I wanted to deal with the root of bitterness. Hebrews 12. All right. 14, it says, follow peace with all men and holiness, without which no man shall see the Lord. All right. And it's important, like, you have to really go into what it means. Holiness. Of course, holy meaning separate. Okay. All right. So, and really, it says, I was going to get my explanation, but let's read this first.
Strong's G38, hagiasmas. Hagiasmas.
Right. Consecration, purification, the effect of consecration, sanctification of the heart, of heart and life. Okay. And that's why, we never revert to, being carnal. All right. And we make that clear. We all have to remain spiritual. All right. Because if you don't, you could be compromising your life, So you always want to choose a spiritual route. All right. And that's holiness, being separate from the world and the standard of the world, and hearkening on and being consecrated by the rules that the Lord, set up. All right. And he told us a carnal mind is enmity with him. All right. He doesn't accept it. And the laws of the Most High is not subject to him. So, if the laws, if the Lord can't deal with you, if you're rebellious, if you think like the world, then you're just good for nothing. All right. So follow peace with all men. All right. And holiness, without which no man shall see the Lord. Looking diligently, lest any man fail of the grace of the Most High, lest any root of bitterness springing up trouble you, and thereby many be defiled. All right. So you got to watch for that. That's the most important part of this, is not forgetting that this truth is speaketh to us as children. All right. And we must not forget. We must not forget. And we ought to be, all right,